Hello guys, this is Leather Tools. Today I'm not going to review leather tools but a pocket knife. This is Buck Stockman 301, USA made one. There are another model called Buck Stockman 371 which is made in China. But this one I got is made in USA, it says on the packaging, and on the label you can read that this knife was manufactured in 2015, January 15th. So it's fairly newly made knife. I never had liked three-blade knives, but I'm going to show you first. Now, in the packaging, there is a card. Nothing left in it. It says "Famous Forever Warranty." They fix your knife if it was damaged during normal use. They don't just repair for free if you just break the knife. So it says the warranty does not cover misuse or abuse. It says right there in the center, the warranty does not cover misuse or abuse. So don't break your knife and send it to the buck. They're going to charge you. So anyway, they are famous for forever warranty. They have good reputation of fixing their knives to very good standards. My first buck knife was Buck 110, a famous folding hunter knife. I wasn't into the knives until 2013, I think, and then I got into the knives, and then my first knife was Buck, but I really had a good impression, so I started to like them, and my second knife was this Buck Squire Custom S30V steel. This was my EDC for about 6 months, I think, and I really like these lockback knives. These lockbacks are very trustable. It doesn't close until you press the lever and release the back bar, and you can close it. I was a fan of lockback bar types. This is called lockback knives. Just in case you guys watching, non-knife lovers watching this, these are called lockbacks. Okay, it locks when you open the knife, and then it doesn't close until you press this. Okay, I only like the lockbacks because it's just dependable. It doesn't close on you. But I started to like slip joints since I carried a a Victorinox Spartan, the famous Victorinox knife. I EDC'd this with the Buck Squire time to time rotations, and I really fell in love with the slip joints. They're just traditional and very easy to access, and easy two-hand opening and just one-handed closing. It was very simple knife construction, and I just fell in love to traditional old style knives. So I looked for what knives are out there, and I looked into the Great Eastern Cutlery. They make very high-end traditional slip joints with 1095 carbon steels. But then I really like the patina on the 1095 carbon steels or other carbon steels, but on the practical use, I wanted to cut apples, maybe cut some meat or like that. I just wanted to clean my knives, and then I just wanted to carry in my pocket, use it when I need. So I try to choose the stainless steel knives, but then it came up to my mind that Buck uses 420 ATC, which is stainless steel but it has a high carbon in it, so it's ATC. So they're the best maker who make knives with the 420 ATC. They do extremely well about the heat treatment. Paul Boss heat treater worked at the box, so they know how to do. They get the best out of a 420 ATC. So I trust Buck for that one. So I chose Buck, and then this model came out to me. This is Buck Stockman. Very traditional pattern. Okay, it has some belly underneath and some curves. This is a knife maybe one of your grandpa carried in their pocket for many years and passed it to their sons, and you might have these in your collection. Now this is a Ballox handle, which is some kind of plastic, but it's not a kind of a cheap plastic. It's very durable, wear resistance and heat resistance. This stuff used for the insulation on the electric circuits, wires. So, and they're very durable, depending on what types of Ballox you use. These are fairly hard stuff. On the web page of the Buck, it says this is injection molded plastic. I'll show you in a minute, but this is actually Ballox. Okay, not every plastic is the same. So first impression, what I had a peek before I did a review on this camera, and then my first impression was, wow, is this really nice, well made knife? I mean, I paid about $25 on Amazon. I shipped every other things, so I got free shipping. But even though you pay some, this knife costs about just over $30. Okay, if you don't pay the shipping, if you buy two, you don't really pay the shipping. So this knife only $25. But look at the finishing of this knife. I mean, see, there's no really, not, just they're really good, well made knives. Look at this. No gaps, no unfinished marks, just the details. One thing, when I first looked at the website on the for this knife, I just really want to know what the picture was in this medallion, but then I couldn't really see up close what this medallion is. But I will show you guys what it is. Okay, it's a knife on a something. I believe it's a nail, and then hammer is just hammering the knife on this something, like a bar or something, maybe. So I think what this picture is representing is that the knife they made is really, holds on as a very strong and tough, that you can hit something on the back of the spine with the hammer onto something very hard, and that still keeps an edge. I think that's what they're trying to say. But don't do this, and don't try this with your knife. You're going to break the knife, or either you can badly ruin your edge. Okay, this is not recommended. Okay, this is just just their advertisement, or they're just yeah. By the way, there's many gaps between medallions and plastic handles or wood grain handles. You can get wood grain version with a Buck medallion, but this one has no gaps in it. Almost like, I think almost like this medallion is attaching to the this liner. okay, and then they inject the molding the plastic onto here so that it sticks really hard. I think it doesn't. I don't think it's glued into the injection molded plastic. There are no gaps. Okay, there are no gaps. Okay, very smooth. Opening and closing is very smooth. Okay, it feels very smooth. Very smooth. Okay, it opens very easily. Okay, it doesn't feel like it's going to pull off my nail. Okay, it opens very smoothly, but it doesn't close that easily. Okay, but it's a slip joint, so it does close easily, but not that easy. Yeah, it's all smooth action. Okay, I'll explain you guys. This is before I tell you about the blade, it says Buck 301. That's next to 301. That is the marking, which means this knife is manufactured in 2015. Okay, it has a USA on the tang of the knife, and then on the back there's nothing. Okay, this groove here, this is for when you sharpen the knife. You can, it's hard to sharpen this at the very edge of the knife, so many knife makers just leave a hole or just a nick, very big nick. Sometimes some people call this Spanish notch, but this is actually very good for sharpening knives. If you sharpen with your knife with a sharpening stone, you'll know what I mean. I mean, when you try to sharpen, say this is the sharpening stone, when you try to sharpen, if there's a gap here, it's so much easier to just to sharpen, like this, and then you come and go like this, and this is very aesthetically good, and then it's very nice. Okay, it's a hollow ground blade. It's a clip point, so you can penetrate these very easily without effort. It has very sharp tip. I should demonstrate you. I have this packaging. You can just penetrate with no effort. Okay. It's sharp. It penetrates very easily. Okay. I should show like this. Very easily. Has a sharp tip. About out of box sharpness. Very sharp. Oops. Yep. It's very sharp. So the blade length for the clip point is just little more than 6 centimeters. Okay, and from here to here it's about 7 centimeters. Okay, and then this blade is going to be used many times. I think I'll cut this blade for a cutting meat or cutting bread. One thing here I want to mention you oh, actually, oh, it's not. Oh, hey, I just noticed that on a clip point blade, there's a swedge. Okay, but then the swedge is only ground only one side. Okay, this side is flat, and then this on the swedge you have a grind here and here. So you guys look up closely. See that? it's only ground only one side. I think just that's, you know, when you close, it's only it's not ground on this side. When you close, it doesn't interfere with the knife. I think that's what it's supposed to be, you know. Anyway, okay, that was clip point blade. That was the workhorse. And then there's a sheep's foot. Okay, the blade length is under 45 millimeter. Okay, with from the tang, it's just more than 5 centimeters long, maybe 53 millimeter long. And the this knife shape is called sheep's foot because this blade shape looks like a sheep's foot. And then this blade is good for cutting boxes or cutting, you know, very detailed cuts or carving woods. Okay, you know, it has a flat edge. It's also hollow ground. You know, and it has very thick spine all the way to the tip. So it has very, you know, strong tip in it. So you can do most of cutting work, cutting boxes. You know, it has a short blade, so you have a very good control. And then there's a spay blade. What spay blade does in tradition, this knife is for neutralizing a livestock. So old people tends to keep this blade very sharp. Okay, they only used this blade for neutralizing livestock. You know, so they wanted to keep this blade very sharp, so they used 2 blades often and keep this blade sharp. Okay, but I'm not going to use that purpose. Okay, obviously, I'm going to use this maybe peeling the apple, or, you know, just a utility blade. Just nice to have some backups. You know, I like the fact that it has a 3 blades, so it's more like a carrying a, you know, 3 knives at the same time. You know, I'm going to EDC this now for until I am interested in another knife, but I'm going to keep this EDC for a while. The blade, the whole thickness is about a 14 millimeter. Okay, so it's pretty thick blade, thick knife. But I think it deserve the thickness and the weight. It's pretty. It's just similar to, you know, it's similar to Buck Squire. Okay. Just to show you guys how the comparison. Okay. In case you have a Buck Squire also, it's longer. It's obviously fatter than Buck Squire. Okay. Blade length. It's longer. Okay. Width. I think it's almost the same. Just what I think Buck Squire is wider. Okay. All right. Close that. Then. Okay. Oh, I want to show inside. Just to show you guys. This is how the blade is represented. Okay. One clip sheep's foot on the left side, and then a clip point and spay blade on the same side. Okay. You see the sheep's foot is in the center spring, and the clip point and the spay blade is top and bottom, or vice versa. Okay. What I always want to show you is that inside of these, do you see that black 3 dots? That is actually from these plastic, I mean bell locks. It's all the way inside to the liners, so that it on the 3 points they're just coming out, and they're riveted themselves. So this plastic is holding very hard. Okay, it's very thin plastic. It's close to the bolster area. It's very thin, but they are holding themselves together with the plastic itself, with their body. You know, on the other side, I think there are 4 points. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's actually, that's not a hole. Actually, it's just a small dent, round dent inside the knife. That I think that spot is used to be for the wood model. You know, they have a rivet on the points. You know, here and here. Oops. You know, there's a spring holding, this pin is holding spring, but wood ones have a rivets holding the scales. So I think that's what they're for. And for the valve, they don't need the rivets. They just inject this plastic into the liners. Okay, and to close this all, and then one thing I want to mention here is, I think better close look. You see the bolsters. You see bolsters and the liners are all one part. Okay, they're just one part. Okay, it's not, this bolster is not divided. Okay, so it's very strong. You know, what should I say, secure. You know, but sometimes they have brass liners and then have a nickel silver on top, so that it's divided. But this lining and the bolster is all the same part. Okay, there are no oops, sorry, I knocked the camera. There are no bolsters, I mean brass liners in this knife. There's a bolster and a spring, and the bolsters. Okay, very simple construction. I really like this simpleness, and it fit and finish for the price. It's wonderful. I mean, it's very great. It's a great knife. I want to buy this for a backup. You know, I mean, I really like it. It has a good heft to it. You know, it's fit and finish. It's wonderful. There are no imperfection that I could see. You know, and the surface of the bell locks, I think people call this a saw cut. You know, it's not aggressive feel. Okay, it's not aggressive on your skin. It's just you know, it feels like very fine file. Okay, it feels like a file, but it's so fine that it doesn't, you know, damage your skin. Okay, it's very fine file. It's a gentle on your hand, so don't worry. And I was surprised that these rivets, you know, holding the springs, are finished wonderfully. Okay, there are no sharp edges. They're just finished wonderfully. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, yeah, they're just nice touch. Good job, Buck. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to buy this some more. I really like it. You know, some good design, traditional design. Maybe I will, you know, oil this, you know, and keep it. I will sharpen this. Oh, I used to show you the edge. You know, all the buck knives, even though it's a custom made, they are ground sharp, okay, but if you look closely, they leave some ground marks, okay. It's not polished, okay. So when you want to have a sharper edge, like shaving sharp, you need to sharpen this with the some kind of sharpening system, or you know, just a flat stone, okay. They also have this next, I think it's called Ricasso, or I'm not sure, I just forgot the name of it. They also have these two grooves in it. I just forgot the name. Okay. Yep. A shiny Volsters nickel silver. Okay. 420 HC steel. I mentioned that. Okay, that was about it. Okay, it's a Stockman. You know, Stockman means a person who takes after livestocks at the ranch. You know, that's how they got their name, Stockman, for I think spay blade. Very traditional. You could find these models for case knives or Great Eastern cutlery. You know, other knives. This pattern is not for exclusively for the buck. Okay, you can find other brands, but this is what I recommend for. It's great value for the money. Depending on where you get, this could be around $50 US dollar, but still, even though this is cost $50 US dollar, I would buy it. Okay, it's a great knife, just a great knife for the money. Okay, that was Buck Stockman. Okay, oh, it was too long. It was too long, guys, sorry. Okay, thank you for watching, and don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.